Singe, not burn. That is said to be the credo for comedians at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. But Wanda Sykes seemed to come out with a flamethrower at one point aimed at talk show host Rush Limbaugh. Sykes accused Limbaugh of treason for saying he wanted President Obama to fail. She also compared him to Osama bin Laden and made a joke about the 9/11 attacks.
I think maybe Rush Limbaugh was the 20th hijacker, but he was just so strung out on Oxycontin he missed his flight. Too much? Okay. But you're laughing inside. I know you're laughing. Rush Limbaugh, I hope the country fails. I hope his kidneys fail. How about that?
Well, the Obama administration today appeared to try to distance itself from some of Sykes' comments. Senior political analyst Britt Hume is here with a commentary. Good evening, Britt.
Hi, Brett. Presidential Press Secretary Robert Gibbs seemed to have forgotten how much his boss enjoyed Wanda Sykes' acid comments about Rush Limbaugh and 9/11 when Gibbs said today that, quote, there are a lot of topics that are better left for serious reflection rather than comedy. No doubt 9/11 is part of that. The president, though, also laughed when Sykes said she hoped Limbaugh's kidneys fail. One might think that a black-tie dinner sponsored by the White House Correspondents Association and attended by the president and much of the rest of the Washington political hierarchy would be an inappropriate forum for such, quote, jokes. But such is the poisonous atmosphere in this capital these days that such dinners, and there are a lot of such dinners, have more than once been the scene of such comments. If a conservative comment, though, had made such a joke about a liberal commentator, accusing him of being a drugged-out terrorist and wishing him organ failure, the comments would immediately have been condemned as hate speech, a term no one seems to be applying to Wanda Sykes today. Comics, though, are not famous for good taste, and the reaction to Sykes may be the most telling thing. Rush Limbaugh said not a word today. The president's reaction speaks for itself. Brett?
Britt, another story that we've been following and actually is disappeared from a lot of other news media outlets is what House Speaker Nancy Pelosi knew about interrogation techniques and when she knew it. It came up again this weekend. Take a listen.
We were not, I repeat, not told that waterboarding or any of these other enhanced interrogation methods were used.
I think she has, a lot of explaining to do. I think on national security matters, she has an obligation either to say nothing or to tell the truth. And it's pretty clear in this case she's not telling the truth.
Where does this story go from here?
Well, the CIA has furnished information that appears to, well, clearly does suggest that at a briefing attended by Pelosi, the issue of waterboarding, the question of waterboarding and the other methods that were in use was discussed. And that, of course, flies in the face of what Pelosi has said. Porter Goss, who was on the Intelligence Committee at the time, was indeed the chairman, has affirmed that these subjects were discussed at briefings attended by Pelosi and other leaders. So from more than one source now, we have some fairly convincing information that suggests that, yes, indeed, she did know. We do know. She's never suggested that she objected to these techniques or anything of the kind. So we have a real issue of credibility involving the Speaker of the House, which would, of course, raise questions about whether if they're going to investigate everybody responsible for the use of these techniques, that she should be among those investigated. I suspect we may be waiting a while to hear of such an investigation, but the evidence is there, Brett.
Okay, Brett. Thanks. Okay.